Hey beautiful people, welcome back to Keep Calm, Margo, the space where we talk about the messy, magical, and sometimes maddening parts of life. Today's topic is a big one. Why do people get divorced? And I don't mean the dramatic movie version with yelling and wine glasses throwing across the room. I mean the real-time stories, the quiet heartbreak, the slow burn of distance, or the sharp crack of betrayal. Whether you are married, divorced, thinking about marriage, or just curious, this episode is for you. Grab a tea, settle in, and let's dive into what really breaks a marriage. Lack of communication. Communication isn't just talking, it's how we express needs, listen to each other, and feel heard. And when that disappears, the relationship slowly dies, even if you are still under the same roof. The Gottman Institute found that couples who fail to communicate effectively often fail into what they call the four horsemen of the apocalypse: criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. If these patterns become the norm, they can predict divorce with over 90% accuracy. Now think, how often do you really communicate with your partner? Not just about bills or grocery, but about what's under the surface. Financial problems. According to a study by Ramsey Solutions, money fights are the second leading cause of divorce, and couples with opposite spending types, one saver, one spender, are at especially high risk. A woman once told me that her husband secretly took out a loan for a car he thought was a good investment. They were already living paycheck to a paycheck. That decision made alone broke her trust more than the financial hit itself. It's not the lack of money that causes the divorce. It's the lack of teamwork around money. Infidelity. Cheating doesn't always start in the bedroom. It often starts in the conversation that should have never happened. And before we judge, let's be honest. People cheat for many reasons: unmet emotional needs, impulsiveness, revenge, or feeling invisible in their own relationships. Insight from Esther Perel. She says, people don't cheat because they want to live. They cheat because they want to feel alive. It's often less about the other person. It's more about escaping the version of themselves they've already outgrown. Have you ever felt like a stranger in your own marriage? That version of you, tired, overworked, unseen, is sometimes the one looking for connection in the wrong place. Infidelity is a symptom, not always the root, but sometimes the pain it causes is irreversible. Unrealistic expectations. Let's talk fairy tales. We grow up watching Disney movies where someone saves us, completes us, or read our mind when we sleep. Real marriage. It's two flat people choosing each other every single day, even when the butterflies are gone. Fun fact, the dopamine high of new love, the same hormone released by cocaine and chocolate, lasts 12 to 18 months. After that, it's work. Beautiful work, but work nonetheless. Funny truth, I once expected my husband to plan romantic getaways, like Ryan Gosling in The Notebook. What I got was, we could maybe hit Costco and get sushi. Still romantic in its own weird way once I adjusted my lens. Growing apart. This one is the most heartbreaking, because no one does anything wrong. People change. You grow as individuals, especially after big life transitions like parenthood, trauma, or career shifts. And sometimes you realize you are no longer compatible. In a 2023 report by the National Marriage Project, growing apart was the top reason cited by couples who had been married more than 7 years. After I had my daughter, I changed a lot. I started questioning my values, my goals, even how I want to live. And there was a phase when I looked at my husband and thought, are we still us or just two people living in the survival mode? We were lucky we worked through it, but some couples, they just drift too far. Lack of intimacy. Intimacy isn't just sex, it's closeness, tenderness. It's knowing someone is with you emotionally, mentally, physically. When that disappears, it's like being lonely next to someone who used to feel like home. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, is released during the physical touch. Without affection, our emotional connection starts fading at the neurological level. A woman told me we hadn't kissed in months, not because we were mad, but because we were just roommates. No tension, no passion, just silence. That's a slow, painful kind of loss. Addiction and substance abuse. Addiction brings chaos. Whether it's alcohol, gambling, or even digital addiction, it pulls energy and focus away from the relationship. Mental health note. Addiction hijacks the brain's reward system. The person becomes chemically wired to choose their substance over people, even the ones they love. Real story. A close friend told me, I didn't leave because he drank. I left because he became someone I didn't recognize. Defensive, absent, mean, and then blamed me for it. You can love someone and still realize they are not safe to stay with. That's not giving up, that's choosing peace. Abuse. Abuse isn't always visible. It can sound like you are too sensitive. No one else would love you. You are imagining things. Emotional abuse creates trauma bonds, where the victim is psychologically attracted to the abuser in cycles of control, apology, and confusion. 1 in 3 women worldwide experience abuse in their relationship. Many suffer in silence because they are scared, ashamed, or financially stuck. Reminder: living abuse is not weak, it's the strongest thing you'll ever do. Family and cultural pressure. Stay for the kids. Marriage is forever. You'll shame the family. These sentences are rooted in love, but they can also be chains. I know someone who stayed married just because divorce was not what good mothers do. She lost a decade of joy trying to prove she was strong enough to stay. Honest question. What if real strength is knowing when to walk away? Mental health struggles. Depression, anxiety, burnout, they don't just affect the person going through it. They affect the partner, the home, the whole dynamic. When untreated, mental health issues can lead to emotional withdrawal, irritability, and breakdowns in communication and intimacy. Getting help is love. Ignoring it is slow erosion. So, why do people divorce? Sometimes it's betrayal, sometimes it's boredom, sometimes it's just two people outgrowing the space between them. But one thing I know, divorce doesn't mean failure. It means something needed to end, so something else could begin. Whether it's healing, rediscovering yourself, or learning what real love looks like next time, it's still growth. If this resonated with you, drop a comment, share your story, or just leave a heart if you are not ready to talk yet. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the episode where we keep it real. See you next time on Keep Calm, Margo. Keep calm, keep healing, and keep showing up for your beautiful, complicated life. Bye!